McAndrew's Hymn Rudyard Kipling Lord, thou hast made this world below the shadow of a dream, and, taught by time, I took it so, accepting always steam. From coupler flange to spindle guide I see thy hand, O God, predestination and the stride o' yon connecting rod. John Calvin might have forged the same, enormous, certain, slow, rotted in the furnace flame, mind quo. Institutio. Ampersand quo. I cannot get my sleep tonight. Old bones are hard to please. I'll stand the middle watch up here, alone we God on these my engines, after 90 days o' raise and rack and strain through all the seas of all thy world, slam bang and home again. Slam bang too much, they knock a wee, the crosshead gibs are loose, but 30,000 mile o' sea has gid them fair excuse. Fine, clear and dark, a full draught breeze, we shan't out o' sight, and Ferguson relievin' hay. Old girl, ye'll walk tonight. His wife's at Plymouth. 71, 2, 3 since he began, 3 turns for Mistress Ferguson. And who's to blame the man? There's none at any port for me, by driving fast or slow, since Elsie Campbell went to thee, Lord, 30 years ago. The year the Sarah Sands was burned. O roads we used to tread, from Maryhill to Prilokeshaw's Fergovan to Parkhead. Not but that there's evil on the board. Ye'll hear Sir Kenneth say, Ampersand quo. Good morn, McAndrew. Back again. And how's your bilge today? Ampersand quo. Misgallant technicalities but hand in me my chair to drink Madeira we 3 earls, the old fleet engineer that started as a boiler whelp, when steam and he were low. I mind the time we used to serve a broken pipe we tow. £10 was all the pressure then, eh? A man wa drive. And here, our working gauges give 165. We're creeping on we each new rig, less weight and larger power. There'll be the loco boiler next and 30 miles an hour. 30 and more. What I ha' seen since ocean steam began leaves me no doubt for the machine, but what about the man? The man that counts, we all his runs, 1 million mile o' 4 times the span from earth to moon. How far, O Lord, from thee that waits beside him night and day? Ye mind my first typhoon. It scoffed the skipper on his way to Jockwe the saloon. 3 feet were on the stokehold floor, just slap into and fro, and cast me on the furnace door. I have the marks to show. Marks. I ha' marks so more than burns, deep in my soul and black, and times like this, when things go smooth, my wickedness comes back. The sins o' 40 years, all up and down the seas. Clack and repeat like valves half-fed. Forges our trespasses. Nights when I'd come on to deck to mark, we envy in my gaze, the couples kittling in the dark between the funnel stays. Years when I wrecked the ports we pried to fill my cup, oh wrong, judge not, O Lord, my steps aside at Gay Street in Hong Kong. Blot out the wastrel hours of mine and sin when I abode, Jane Harrigan's and number 9, the Reddick and Grant Road. And more than all, my crown and sin, rank blasphemy and wild. I was not 24 then, ye wadna judge a child? I'd seen the tropics first that run, new fruit, new smells, new air, how could I tell, blind fooey sun, the deal was lurking there? By day like playhouse scenes the shore slid past our sleepy eyes. By night thaw soft, lascivious stars leered from those velvet skies. In port we used no cargo steam. I'd donder down the streets, and edged it grinning in a dream, for shells and parakeets, and walking sticks o' carved bamboo and blowfish stuffed and dried, filling my bunk we rubishry the chief put overside. Till, off Samba ahead, ye mind, I heard a land breeze milk warm wee breath o' spice and bloom, Ampersand quo. McAndrew, Kamewa. Ampersand quo. Firm, clear and low, no haste, no hate, the ghostly whisper went, just state and evidential facts bein' all argument, Ampersand quo. Your mither's God's a grasp and deal, the shadow o' your cell, Ampersand quo. Got out o' books by me and Easter's clean deaf on heaven and hell. Ampersand quo. They make him in the Broomielaw, o' Glasgow cold ondered, Ampersand quo. A jealous, prideful fetick, lad, that's only strong to hurt. Ampersand quo. Ye'll not go back to him again and kiss his red-hot rod, ampersand quo. But come we us and quo. Now who are they? Ampersand quo. And know the living God, ampersand quo. That does not kip her souls for sport or break a life in jest, ampersand quo. But swells the ripening cocoa nuts and ripes the woman's breast. Ampersand quo. And there it stopped, cut off, no more. That quiet, certain voice, for me, 6 months 24, to leave or take it choice. 'Twas on me like a thunderclap, it racked me through and through, temptation past the show o' speech, unnameable and new, the sin against the Holy Ghost. And under all, our screw. That storm blew by but left behind her anchor shift and swell. Thou knowest all my heart and mind, thou knowest, Lord, I fell, third on the Mary Gloucester then, and first that night in hell. Yet was thy hand beneath my head, about my feet thy care, Fidelity clear to Torres Strait, the trial o' despair, but when we touched the barrier reef thy answer to my prayer. We wardn't run that sea by night, but lay and held our fire, and I was drowsin' on the hatch, sick weed out and tire, ampersand quo. Better the sight of eyes that see than wander no desire. Ampersand quo. Ye mind that word? Clear as gongs, again, and once again, when rippin' down through coral trash ran out our moor and chain, and, by thy grace, I had the light to see my duty plain. Light on the engine room, no more, bright as our carbons burn. I've lost it since 1,000 times, but never past return. Abserve. Per annum we'll have here 2,000 souls aboard, think not I dare to justify myself before the Lord, but, average 1,500 souls safe borne for port to port, I am o' service to my kind. Ye wotna blame the thought. Maybe they steam from grace to wrath, to sin by folly led, it isna mine to judge their path, their lives are on my head. Mine at the last, when all is done it all comes back to me, the fault that leaves 6,000 ton a log upon the sea. We'll take one stretch, 3 weeks and odd by ony road ye steer, fra Cape Town east to Wellington, ye need an engineer. Fail there, ye've time to weld your shaft, eat it, ere ye respoke. Or make her gween under sail, 3 jiggers burned we smoke. And home again, the Rio run, it's no child's play to go steamin' to Bale for 14 days o' snow and flow and blow. The biergs like kelpies overs that gurn and turn and shift war, grindin' like the mills o' God, goes by the big south drift. Hail, snow and ice that praise the Lord. I've met them at their work, and wished we had another route or another kirk. Yon strain, hard strain, O head on hand, for though thy power brings all skill to naught, ye'll understand a man must think o' things. Then, at the last, we'll get to port and hoist their baggage clear, the passengers, we gloves and canes, and this is what I'll hear, ampersand quo. Well, thank ye for a pleasant voyage. The tender's comin' now. Ampersand quo. While I go test and follow our bolts and watch the skipper bowl. They've words for everyone but me, shake hands we half the crew, except the dour squat's engineer, the man they never knew. And yet I like the work for all we've damn few pickins here, no pension, and the most we learn's £400 a year. Better myself abroad? Maybe. I'd sooner starve than sail we such as call a snifter rod Ross. French for a nightingale. Commission on my stores. Some do. But I cannot afford to lie like stewards we patty pans. I'm older than the board. A bonus on the coal I save. The squats are close, but when I grudge the strength ye gave I'll grudge their food to those. There's bricks that I might recommend, and clink the Ferrabar's cruel. No. Welsh, 1 Garty at the worst, and damn all patent fuel. Inventions? Ye must stay in port to make a patent pay. My differential valve gear taught me how that business lay. I blame no chaps we clearer heads for aught they make or sell. I found that I could not invent and look to these as well. So, wrestled we Apollyon, now. Fretted like a bairn, but burned the work and plan's last run, we all I hoped to earn. Ye know how hard an idol dies, and what that meant to me, and took it for a sacrifice acceptable to thee. Below there. Oiler. What's your work? Ye find it running hard? Ye needn't swill the cup wi' oil, this isn't the Cunard. Ye thought. Ye are not paid to think. Go, sweat that off again. TCK. TCK. It's difficult to swear not took the name in vain. Men, and women, call me stern. We these to oversee, ye'll note I've little time to burn on social repartee. The bairns see what their elders miss. They'll hunt me to and fro, till for the sake of, well, a kiss, I took 'em down below. That minds me of our Viscount Loon, Sir Kenneth's kin, the chap we rush a leather tennis shoon and spar-decked yachting cap. I showed him round last week, o'er all, and at the last says he, Amperson quo. Mr. McAndrew, don't you think steam spoils romance at sea? Amperson quo. Damned idjit. I'd been doon that morn to see what ailed the throws, Manholland, on my back, the cranks 3 inches off my nose. Romance. Those first-class passengers they like it very well, printed on bound in little books. But why don't poets tell? I'm sick of all their quirks and turns, the loves and doves they dream. Lord, send a man like Robbie Burns to sing the song o' steam. To match wee Scotia's noblest speech on orchestra sublime wardo, uplifted like the jest, the tail rods mark the time. The crank throws give the double bass, the feed pump sobs and heaves, and now the main eccentrics start their quarrel on the sheaves. Her time, her own appointed time, the rocking link head bides, till, hear that note? The rod's return wings glimmering through the guides. They're all awa. True beat, full power, the clanging chorus goes clear to the tunnel where they sit, my Purin dynamos. Interdependence absolute, foreseen, ordained, decreed, to work, ye'll note, at ony tilt and every rate o' speed. For skylight lift to furnace bars, backed, bolted, braced and stayed. And singing like the morning stars for joy that they are made. While, out o' touch o' vanity, the sweat in thrust block says, Amperson quo. Not unto us the praise, or man, not unto us the praise. Amperson quo. Now, together, hear them lift their lesson, theirs and mine, Amperson quo. Law, order, duty and restrained, obedience, discipline. Amperson quo. Mill, forge and tri-pit taught them that when roaring they arose, and whiles I wonder if a soul was gid them wi' the blows. Oh, for a man to weld it then, in one trip hammer strain, till even first-class passengers could tell the meaning plain. But no one cares except my soul that serve and understand my 7,000 horsepower here. Lord. They're grand, they're grand. Uplift am I? When first in store the new-made beasties stood, were ye cast down that breathed the word declaring all things good? Not so. Oh, that world lift and joy no after fall could vex, ye've left a glimmer still to cheer the man, the artifacts. That holds, in spite o' knock and scale, o' friction, waste and slip, and by that light, now, mark my word, we'll build a perfect ship. I'll never last to judge her lines, or take her curve, not I but I ha' lived on I ha' worked. Be thanks to thee, Most High. And I ha' done what I ha' done, judge thou if ill or well, always thy grace preventing me. Losh. Yon's the end quo. Stand by and quo. Bell. Pilot so soon. His flare it is. The morning watch is set. Well, God be thanked, as I was sayin', I'm no Pelagian yet. Now, I'll tick on. Morn, Ferguson. Man, have ye ever thought what your good leady costs in coal? I'll burn 'em down to port.